So, yeah. Love to meander and break into like stories and stuff that I've seen on the New York City subway, and but to make a long story short, I've seen we get crazy people coming onto the subway, and I've seen them bully the subway car. People would come on the train, crazies would come on the train, and they would bully the train car. They would walk up and down the train car and stuff. But the point is, I would sit there and I would notice how many people just let this person hover right over them and stuff. And I could see people getting uncomfortable, and I could see people, and I said, well, and I'm looking, and I'm making a sincere type of, just a little judgments or whatever based in analysis or whatever. But he's saying, well, this guy, he doesn't look like a wimp. And he looks like a strong guy or whatever and stuff like that, and that guy and this person, and I said, but this, and they're just head buried, or they're just allowing it to happen. And what really used to peeve me was the people who kept their hands in their pocket. And I kid you not, the stories that we could talk about, we'll have other videos with it. The stories are, incredible. And it just used to eat me up and freak out and just say, take your hands out of your pocket. But put your hands out of your pocket, for example. And I've gotten into arguments with people on the train for dealing with the crazy person. And sometimes it was amazing. Sometimes I got an applause. It was great. But a lot of times I had gotten into arguments with people saying I made it worse. And I just don't give in and stuff. And it was really and it's just really, nah, man. No. Okay, if for some reason you are taking public transportation and this is your thing, okay, and put your hands in your pocket, and you get a crazy person, you get a bunch of wild kids, a drunk, anybody that does not look predictable in a sincere way. I'm not asking people to be stuck all into a box or whatever, but if these people look unpredictable and not keeping to their own, or dangerous or a threat, okay, take your hands out. Now, if you take your hands out, the argument is, oh, well, he's seen that, and it's supposed to say, ho, 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 ho. And so they all go, oh, tough guy now, right? So, okay, fine. So it's sort of like, in a sort of way, I mean, it's a lesser of two evils, but we're getting into deep theory here. Okay, so in order to not draw attention to yourself and to hope that they're not going to bother you, okay, what you've done is you're going to completely remain still and vulnerable. So it's like your eggs all in a basket or not. There's no middle ground, there's no nothing. You've given yourself no, technically speaking, to keep it simple, you've given yourself no fighting chance. You're saying, my game plan is, I hope to look completely unintimidating and weak or just like unidentifiable, like not causing any stirrings or whatever for them to see me. I'm going to be like this. That's completely my game plan and nothing else, because if they do, and if they come rushing over or whatnot, or as they approach me or pass by, whatever, if they should engage me, I have no other options. My hands are in my pockets. I most likely will take the first wave of whatever they're going to have when they engage me, whether it's punch or something stupid. Maybe you're lucky, but that's, you don't base your survival on luck. You don't base your survival on exceptions and stuff, right? So yeah. But I'm not saying you'll be much more fine than if you see some shit happening down on the subway or public transportation or something. Take them out right away. Start preparing a little bit. And if that makes you nervous, and if you think that's going to, well, it's time to start thinking about these theories and stuff like that. Because it would be much better to take some of the risk of needing to engage this person by at least now creating a situation where you can defend yourself, rather than taking that huge risk of saying, all or nothing, man. I hope they don't, because you know what? I can also equally be a jerk about it and say, predators looking for the weakest link, right? So if you have your hands in your pocket, I'm the least bit worried as a predator that you're going to block, punch, do something or whatever, okay? Unless you got it in such a way as that you're trying to suggest you might have a weapon, in which case it's no different than the threat or the attention you're bringing to yourself by just taking your hands out of the pocket then. So don't give me that bullshit. Well, I might have a gun. Oh, well, then, yeah, he's going to be looking and saying, well, this guy, this guy's been like this. So how's that any different than, okay? So for Christ's sake, for step one, take your hands out of your pocket. I don't care if you've never had any formal training at all. Okay, you're going to hear this from lots of great understandings in videos. When you do hear this stuff, it's great. Okay, your hands are your shield. Somebody takes out a box cutter, let them slice up your hand all day as opposed to slicing up your face all day. The more somebody slices up your face, the closer they get to your neck and your artery, all right? Your eyes. So this is a shield. That's a shield. That's nothing. That's boom. Okay, and with your hands in there and the force you get from the hit, you're probably crumbling to the ground. With your hands in your pocket when you fall, okay, I'm going to tell you what that's like. Not because I have a tremendous amount of experience falling with my hands in my pocket, but I have a tremendous amount of experience in the physical activity, in the reality of physical activity. Okay, it's going to be no leverage. No leverage. So you're going to crumble like a ton of bricks, like a sack of potatoes. You will not be able to break that fall either. And if it happens so fast, and if that force is good enough, you will not even get your hands out of your pocket when you crumble like a sack of bricks. Okay. You will be a glorious crumble, a mess on the floor. So glorious that the adrenaline rush from your opponent from such a move, okay, they just pummel you to the ground from there. Okay? And if you're lucky, they might think that you're such a sorry sack that they might move on to somebody else. Is that your defense? Is that your self-defense? Hopefully they're not going to beat the shit out of you because you look like a sorry sack. That's not what you're here for, friend. So yeah, so that used to drive me crazy. Get your hand out of your pocket, and it's not just for sitting. Okay, that happens all the time, and people like and yeah, but oh no, I need to tell you a story. So what did Crawlface do? I mean, I've played games, I've played experiments as well, but in all due respect, though, okay. One technique that you get a lot of is the crazy guys come onto the subway car and they walk up and down the subway car and they hover over you. They hover over you, okay? And as he was coming, in one occasion, okay, as he was coming, I stood up. F that. You think you're going to hover over me? And I used to have this great little motto, which was I haven't said it in a while. I'll try to remember. And it was very realistic, and it was very humbling. And it was saying, I'm not trying to say that I'm a master and that I'm going to destroy you. Okay? The reasons I did that is because I got other shit to do. And I don't want a broken nose. All right? I don't want to be sucker punched. I don't want to deal with that. Okay? Broken noses suck. You can't breathe. Okay? It's hard to eat. Okay? Stuff like that. And then, so this could be even from a kid, man. I'm not getting blindsided because I'm going to sit there and just pretend like everything's normal, and hopefully he'll just, and bow! And he takes the perfect shot, doesn't even hit you in the cheek. Perfect shot, just the whole profile of the nose, that's it. The money, the time, the frustration, I got to put that, I said, no, I'm not going home with a broken nose. No, thank you. Number two that I used to say all the time, I got a family at home. I got friends at home. When I was still younger, I said, I got my brother at home. I said, I got to get home. I got to make sure to help. So you got to think like that. Okay? So I got to start coming up with plans in times of trouble, okay, that meet really good stuff, not just that scraping by. Well, forget about my mom, forget about my brother, and I'm just going to try to scrape by. Nah, man, I got to get home. That's the ultimate goal. So I can't be getting blinded, no broken noses, okay? I can't be messing up my knees, my legs and stuff like that. I can't be so I need to make sure that I'm covered. So I stand up. But you have to be ready for what comes with that. And if somebody engages you all the more and you actually get into a fight because you stood up, then you need to understand that probably the threat and danger or the risk of getting into that fight or that guy being violent with somebody was pretty high to begin with. Okay? They may pop a lot of shit. If they pop shit and just talking, that's fantastic. Let them talk all they want. Just create the imaginary circle where you know that you feel comfortable and that you realize that when they get to that certain distance, step two, put your hands up. And I'm going to teach you these things, and we're going to discuss these type of things, okay? When somebody looks like they're violent enough and the danger is real, get your hands up. And if you're not going to get your hands up, the only reason they're not up is because you have them in another position and you're ready to strike from that position. But do not have your hands down because you don't know what to do. So you're doing another version of hoping that shit doesn't hit the fan, shit doesn't get violent, okay? Put your hands up. The more you learn, the more you train, the more you don't need to do that. When I was less experienced, I put my hands up very quickly in violent situations. And yes, it's true. I'm not going to lie to you. I've gotten into fights because of that. Probably figured I could have de-escalated a lot. But, okay? But yeah, so I put my hands up. I'm going to start the fight. So it's, oh, you want to fight? Whatever. Well, I thought that's what we were doing. So we'll work on these techniques and stuff like that, and things like that. You got look. You got to be fair, respectable here. These are not golden rules. I'm telling you stuff that I've done or whatever. But and there are no definitive best case scenario. But there are no definitive best moves that are going to work on a blanket of situations and stuff like that. But if you have somebody who's a very likely chance you feel of getting violent, or they've already been violent, smack someone across the head, okay, their hat went flying, but because they've been so passive or whatever, or because the person's so crazy, they just moved on to the next person and the next person, well, they're coming down to you. So you got to do something, okay? You're on a subway car, okay? So this glorious idea about running away, that's not happening. You're not running away. There's no running away. Okay? And you want to sit there and you want to hope I reach my station. Let's say you're not reaching your station, because we're not here about technicalities. We're not here to look at the best case scenario. Oh, well, I'll just get off the train when we get to the station before he gets to me. Okay? That's great, and I certainly hope so. Okay? And that is an excellent thing to do. Okay? But in the event that you cannot do that, in the event that you got 2+ minutes or so before you get to that station, and this guy's on his way to you now, already smacked people's newspapers across the thing, he's causing trouble all over the place, blah, yada, 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 stand up, move over to a corner, get your hands up, do something, but get yourself out of a vulnerable position. That's all I'm trying to say, and you got to get ready, and I hope that never happens.